Ladies and gentlemen, this is bad. Why are we getting reports that Luka and Zion are having trouble with their team, thinking of leaving the franchises that drafted them? Player empowerment, bro. I actually want the players to take as much as control as they possibly can without abusing it in terms of how they structure their contracts, what teams they can go to, dictate how the season is played, everything. I love player control. I love that because at the end of the day, you got some guys in suits that nobody care for making all the decisions and then saying this is for the betterment of the team. But when players do the same thing, betterment of themselves, they get called traitors, they get bullied, they get called names just for making decisions for their family and for their finances. But it's a time where you go overboard. In this case, Luka Doncic and Zion Williamson. Now, before we get into anything, I am not hating on these players. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I'm just giving y'all my opinion of what I've seen. I don't know how the Pelicans or the Mavericks are running their organization. It has to be trash if you want these players to leave in year fucking 2. Has to be. They deserve blame as well, but I don't want it to get to the point where young players just get into the league, become great players, and then want to leave their respective franchises. Like, what's the point of tanking for a draft pick? I'm from the era where the super team era really just started, and then it was very shocking to see superstar players or even star players to leave their respective franchise. It was like, bro, what? You doing what? So when LeBron left the Heat, it was crazy. Everybody was calling LeBron James a traitor for not wasting his career in fucking Cleveland, where his second best player was Mo Williams, and you can argue Zajunas Ilgauskas. Yeah, LeBron should have left. Or KD, where they was almost there to win that chip, but they never really got over the hump, and it was kind of some bogus shit to do with KD going to the Warriors. Everybody agree with that, but I'm over it. But even then, OKC fans were really shocked that Kevin Durant wanted to leave. And this happens all throughout this super team era. You see teams, once that player is up with 7 years of dumbass decisions by the front office, they look at the decision of leaving. Unless the main team offers them a gazillion bucks, they're most likely leaving. There's nothing wrong with that. You had 7 years to get shit done. But in Luka's and Zion's case, it's only been year 3 and year 4 for these young players. Let's start with Zion. The Pelicans are unstable. They are very unstable, and I did not know it was this bad. I thought everything was taken care of because you had a lot of structure with David Griffin. You had a lot of structure with Stan Van Gundy, at least I thought. You had cornerstone pieces to build around. The Pelicans didn't have 2 cornerstone pieces to build around, so I thought everything was good and glamorous in New Orleans, but I guess not. Main thing is they fired Stan Van Gundy after 1 season, and I'm thinking to myself, I know Stan Van Gundy's not the best coach, and I made a video about this yesterday, but after 1 season though, firing while Luke Walton still has a job? Something had to happen behind the scenes for this firing to occur this early. Zion Williamson's family doesn't like the Pelicans. Now, I don't know who Zion parents is at all, but it's evident, and the reports have came off that he doesn't really like the Pelicans organization. He doesn't really like how Stan Van Gundy was trying to be like that hard-headed ass coach, try to be a drill sergeant, and then the players didn't really have freedom to do what they wanted to do. And I said this in my last video. Stan Van Gundy's Achilles heel is he tries to be like a 90s head coach. He tried to drill sergeant you to death. You know what I'm saying? Run suicides in practice when you miss a layup type shit on some high school ball. Williamson's family members voiced displeasure with the organization. They felt Van Gundy was too rigid and demanding as a head coach, but also with the organization, which they claimed did not live up to what they felt should be the standard for a star like Zion. I agree. The Pelicans did not live up to the standards of which Zion Williamson is capable of doing. He's such a great talent. You can't just lollygag it for the first 4 years and then get a free agent and then sign the Zion Williamson to the max contract and then really do what you got to do as a front office. I get it. But on the other hand is, what do you expect Pelicans to do when A, they had no cap space, which is the front office fault, and B, Zion Williamson barely played in the NBA, bro? What do you expect them to really build around? Real talk. And all y'all saying, well, who cares what his family has to say? No, that shouldn't matter. People care what their family has to say. And look at Kawhi Leonard. We all didn't think Kawhi Leonard was going to the Clippers, because why would he go to the Clippers? Why would he leave the 2019 Toronto Raptors with a great roster, great culture, great fans, great everything? Because his family wanted to live in LA. Uncle Dennis, remember him? And that whole decision dictated him from Toronto to LA. And like I said, Zion has only played 85 total games in the NBA and once out, bro. I don't really agree with that at all. Like, Zion doesn't even strike me as the type of guy to even make these type of demands. I think Zion just wants to play basketball, but even if he does make these demands, you played 85 games, bro. It's 82 games in a season. You barely got your foot in the door. Who are you to even make decisions at 20 years old to dictate what the Pelicans' direction should be? Now, I think he should have a voice in that room, but he shouldn't be the end all be all. And I feel like I'm a traitor because I love player empowerment and I hate them white guys in suits upstairs who sit up there judging everybody and making these bad decisions and then hiding their face behind the camera. But Zion, bro, you have to earn the respect of the Pelicans organization, because at the end of the day, this is the NBA. This is an NBA organization. This is not high school where you can just dictate what you want to do. This is not the college game where you can do the same thing. This is the NBA. Players are getting millions of dollars to play a kid's game. This is not no, okay, I want to just get up and leave because I want to. And the fact that Zion thinks he can just do that speaks volumes of what the Pelicans did, because it had to be something worse, because Zion doesn't really come off as the type of guy to even be so forceful. And on top of that, with the Pelicans, this has nothing to do with Zion Williamson. They want to relocate. Now, I thought New Orleans was a good basketball city. Now, I know they're not big as the Saints or LSU, but I think they had a good, stable foundation of basketball fans. I think they had a good enough black community. They had Mardi Gras. They had a lot of exciting players on their team. And I think that was going to get even better when their players get better, because they had hella national TV games. So it wasn't like they didn't play on TV. They were very popular amongst casual NBA fans. So why would they want to leave? I don't know what their money situation is. So it's really bad, bro. Like, the Pelicans really have bad luck with superstars. I don't know what they're doing. Now, I get CP3. They didn't really put nobody behind CP3 in his first 7 years playing with the Hornets. I get Anthony Davis as well. They did the same thing as him. I think it would have been something different if DeMarcus Cousins didn't tear his Achilles from his whole leg. And now Zion. I think Zion is the bad luck. Zion has only been playing with his team for 2 years. 2 years, and I think they have something to build off of. I get if Zion didn't play with nobody, but Brandon Ingram was right there, who also voiced his frustration for Stan Van Gundy. And then he's playing with some great friends. He loves Lonzo. He loves Josh Hart. He loves Kyra Lewis. Now, I'm not saying he should not leave, but this has bad implications on the future of the NBA. Let's say Cade Cunningham gets drafted to the Detroit Pistons next year. In his first 2 years, they suck, which everybody expects to, and then Cade Cunningham wants to leave and go to New York and play with Julius Randle or RJ Barrett. This whole NBA is going to turn to the AAU, because at the end of the day, if a player wants to trade, bro, what really can you do to even stop him from getting that trade? Look at James Harden's situation. This whole thing is becoming AAU. Even though I'm a Laker fan and we have the most money, the most, I wouldn't say privilege in the NBA, I don't hate parity. I like when bad teams become good out of nowhere. I like when small market teams have 20,000 people in their stadiums. I like that. I like when everybody is contributing to the NBA game. I don't like when it's top heavy, like the Premier League in soccer. I don't like that. I don't like when the Knicks, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Bulls, the Golden State Warriors are all good. I like when the Memphis Grizzlies become a good team. I like when the Pelicans become a good team. I don't like parity among the NBA because it's cool for social media, but if you're really a basketball fan, if you really like watching every team, you don't want to watch the same 7 teams over and over again and then watching mediocre basketball for the other 26 teams. Now we got Luka. Now Luka's situation is a bit different, but it's still the same. Now Luka, they made the playoffs. They wasn't bad as the Pelicans was. They had something to build off of. We all really know Luka is really a problem in the playoffs. No matter who he play with, he's gonna give his all to anybody, and it's gonna be a competitive series. What we do know is Kristaps Porzingis is ass, so he has to go. The thing about Luka was he was thinking about not signing a Supermax contract as a rookie. He would be the first player on the rookie contract to sign a Supermax contract, and he was thinking about turning it down because he didn't like how the front office was handling things for the Mavericks. And you've seen it. Rick Carlisle just got fired after 13 seasons. And I'm not really a big Rick fan. I don't really know him outside of the 2011 championship. I thought he was a good coach. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really have nobody to work with after like 2014. It was reports saying that Luka and Rick Carlisle had beef. They had beef. The tension between Carlisle and the 22-year-old superstar Luka has increasingly become concerning with the Mavs organization, sources said. They said Luka showed up Carlisle several times this season, making animated gestures on the court when disagreeing with him. Like, bro, that's bad. I'm not saying Luka is wrong, but I'm also not saying Rick Carlisle is wrong. I don't know if they had a good relationship or not. I would think they had a good relationship. How many white coaches don't get along with other white players? They fired Donnie Nelson, who's been with the team for 24 years, bro. That's older than me. He has been with the team longer than Mark Cuban has been the owner of the Mavericks. So you got everybody from the top getting fired because Luka had one slight inconvenience in not signing that Supermax contract. Now, I get it with Luka. If you don't sign Luka to that Supermax contract, if you don't do what Luka says, you're cooked for the Mavericks, because any other team that Luka plays for is gonna be a contender, period, whether you like it or not. And the Mavericks want somebody to fill that void that Dirk left them with. So you got to do everything in your power. But I didn't know you had to fire Rick Carlisle, bruh. Donnie Nelson for appeasing to a 22-year-old kid. I get it, but I don't get it. I don't want players just to up and leave in their rookie contract, bro. At least wait, or at least figure out what you gonna do. Are these front offices really that bad, bro? Like, can y'all really not put decent players around your star player? And like I said, it's not like the Mavericks really suck. Tim Hardaway showed out. Josh Richardson should be sent to Shanghai Sharks, and Kristaps Porzingis should be on the second flight to China. I think the Mavericks are a decent place to sign free agents, in my opinion, better than the Pelicans. I think players will want to play with Luka Doncic. But like I said, what if Imani Bates comes into the draft and he gets drafted by a horrible team, and then Imani Bates next year wants to go to a good team with a big market because it gets him more endorsements, it gets him more money, it gets him more hosts. That's not, I mean, I get it, bro, player empowerment, but you still have to work in the guidelines of a business. This is not whatever, this is not AAU, like I said. That'll be all for this video. This is kind of a long ass video, bro. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. I'm out. Peace.